Alright, welcome to Dreadnought Redux Part 22. Fun little caliber. Unfortunately, I can't make my guns that caliber just because they're so dang small. Something tells you that the Dreadnought wouldn't quite do that either. Well, let's see, 0.22. So that's going to be, 22, and you're not going to get shells that big ever. Maybe torpedoes, but maybe not even torpedoes. That would be a frighteningly large torpedo. Anyways, enough of my silliness. So today I'm going to be adding more walls to these deck segments before eventually getting to a point, although it is approaching, where I'm going to have to go ahead and break out the old photo etching skills and see if I can't make some more stuff to fill these compartments in. People, desks, chairs, shelves, that kind of thing. Rapidly approaching that. Well, let's get a little closer then. Here we go. And honestly, we get quite a bit closer. So what I'm doing there is just taking some measurements to see where exactly these inner walls that are inside these previously, let down the length of the ship walls have gone. And after that, once I get their approximate positions, I'll mark it out with the pencil, and then I'll cut a piece of the .080 strip, the .080 by .010, to make the various walls. Now, both as a matter of expedience as well as a bit of realism, and I discussed this a little later, I'm not going to be doing a lot of open doors in these sections. Not only will it make it easier, it'll also be realistic because this was next to the magazine. So, yeah, I have a little commentary on that in the next slow-moving section. So, other than that, you're going to see a lot of me just gluing these pieces in place. So yeah, going along, I look at the plan, I see where the walls lie, and where things line up, I'll save myself a bit of time by, again, taking the artistic license route with the laying down some of the side walls that you see. Because on the sides of this ship here, there were a lot of, in this area, there seemed to be a lot of stores and a lot of, just watertight compartments, I think they called it. And there I go. Again, I think I moved on to the floor above that little one. Looks like. Or not, we'll see in just a second. I might have added some things to it. Yep, okay. So I did add little side guys to that one as well. And it is about exactly the same thing for all three floors, which makes sense because this was a giant metal superstructure, and I could totally see them having a bunch of walls lining up in certain places. I mean, you'd have to have the walls lining up for things, say, like the barbette to fit in. But other than that, I could see it the way it was being built, so that things would line up quite well. A lot of glue. This time I learned my lesson about keeping glue very, very separate from drink. Yeah, didn't do anything. I'm fine. But figured it was kind of funny to mention. And yep, there I go. Just once again, measure the plan, measure out with calipers, and put into the onto the deck as is. As putting it together. You'll also see that I cut a length, I try to test fit it, and it doesn't quite fit. I use the scalpel to get just the teeniest bits off until things do fit reasonably well. Yep. So, yep, that was a clear example of me doing that. So yeah, something I've noticed is that I'm not going to be able to do the complete compartment. Once again, just because of how everything ended up and how I didn't account for the thicknesses of all the big wall sections I had put into this boat. So, unfortunate for me, lots and lots of artistic license for these sections of the boat is going to be needed. On the plus side, it makes my life a little easier just because I can take a lot more shortcuts. I am, however, going to at least try to maintain some accuracy here. Not sure how much accuracy I'll be able to get, because again, spacing of things. But I want to at least try to get it so, at the very least, that it looks good. And so all nicely comes out and everything. So here we are, once again, making a clone of that lower deck that I created, but a little wider. And of course I use the glue. I glue the various walls in place, drink a bit of scotch, and then check the plans to see is there anything that I'm missing before realizing nothing I can really add or work with. So in it goes into the boat, and then once again with feeling the adding the little crossballs. This one was a little different. It had a little phone exchange in it, so I was able to add one open door. Again, not the most to scale opened door, just because of the how the cutouts kind of work out for doors that open like a normal door, not like a sliding affair. But that's neither here nor there. So yep, read the plan. It's I guess this is like the really repetitive thing. I hope the background music is helping at least. If not, well, if you're looking for really easy listening to fall asleep, I don't know. I'm sure I can think of something to spice this up, but all I can think of is politics jokes, and that's just... I deal with the glue. I deal with enough toxic things, thank you. Alrighty, so what y'all saw me do was crank out about 3 decks that have the same sort of general layout to them. Well, almost 3. I'm still working on this this one here, but I figured since the camera ran out of its the previous segment, I figured I'd go ahead and fill this in now for the slow motion before I end up using all the battery power, and we are rapidly approaching that. So yeah, that's what I've got here. So again, quite a bit of artistic license. Also not doing so much for all the doors. Yeah, I'll have to add like some covered sections to, indicate doors. I think it'll be the best way to do this. Just keeps everything closed, and that it is pretty accurate considering you wouldn't want a bunch of open doors right next to your powder stores. Those things that go boom if somebody is smoking and carelessly discards a cigarette. Yeah. Or your ship gets hit by a shell. That might be what was wrong with your bloody ships at Jutland, Beatty. Just saying. I think it was, David Beatty or something was like the admiral that said there seems to be something wrong with our bloody ships today. I don't have much knowledge of naval history. This isn't a naval history channel. This is just a guy farting around with a camera and some models to build. But, yeah, figured that was a little fun bit of history. Which the Dreadnought kind of avoided because it was undergoing repairs or something. Huh. See, I originally wanted to do a diorama of this thing. To get off topic a bit. Because the HMS Dreadnought, its only kill that I know of was that it rammed a submarine. History is hilarious. First modern battleship doesn't kill something with its guns. It rams it. Choo choo. Thomas the Murder Boat. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Alright, so here I am building more of the decks of the boat. So, using the scalpel to make my cuts, using a combination of the plans and some artistic license. The plans more to place things, and artistic license for, well, yeah, the whole boat, to be honest. Some compartments are going to get missed in me trying to make things aesthetically pleasing and semi-accurate. Again, I mentioned it in the previous episode, I think, that I didn't really account for the width of my cross members, if you will, in the Dreadnought hull itself. Something hopefully I'll do a better job with in the Bismarck, but anyways, here I am cutting little bits of plasticine or polystyrene strip to make my various boundaries and borders for the various rooms. And again, doors aren't going to be open because that's not something you would want on any battleship unless you wanted it to blow up, like the battlecruisers at Jutland. Alright. Just when I think it's safe to start filming again, I lose the SIM card to the camera. So I'm back to this one, and it doesn't have a tripod, so what do? Don't really want to aim it at too many places, you know, because there's a lot of things I'm not sure my employers would enjoy seeing on YouTube, so guess I'm going to have to, unfortunately, cut it short here. Before I go, during this, making this episode, we got a 10th subscriber, and I'd like to thank Tank Armor for coming along and sending me a sub. Much appreciated, friend. And, well, I guess that I can't really do a YouTube dance because you need a tripod for that. It's a milestone. It's 10 subscribers. So I propose a toast to you wonderful people. May everybody get through this pandemic A-okay. Everybody stay safe. May the world, for its turmoil now, become a better place for it, and a more just and happier place. And hopefully, please, oh please, let cooler heads prevail. Peace out, and Slàinte mhath.